Hey, it's Montana. This build is a whole lot bigger than the last one I posted, bigger even than the first one, hence, well, honestly, you'd expect it to be longer, given that it's, but anyway, um, that's beside the point. This is a mansion build, and originally it was just going to be a mansion, but you'll notice that I have shoved a creepy basement into it, which I am known to do. My gallery is full of normal houses with creepy basements. It's just a theme of mine. But this particular mansion I built with the intention less of like somebody who's indisputably rich and famous, and more with the intention of somebody who is well off. They're good with business, so to speak, but not necessarily magically famous. So that's just me putting in the basement. It's a pretty small basement. It literally is just an afterthought. I have a tendency to do that. It just does well on the Sims 4 gallery, so I tend to just stick them in. I know it's kind of weird, but there are some that I'm proud of. There's a bunker basement on my gallery page. Again, it'll be in the description. That's literally, I sat there for 2 hours picking out all of the weird little Strangerville items from the debug menu, things like that. I think Get to Work also has some really weird stuff. You can see the majority of the not fanciful items in that basement, the one in this build. I really do love those movie hangout doors. I have no idea why. They're ugly. I know they're ugly, but I love them. So I used them. Again, open floor plan because I didn't know what I was doing. That's why most of my builds have an open floor plan. One of these days I'm going to close off a dining room. Just give it its own room. That's very exciting. Actually, I might do that shortly. Just build a regular house with a closed off dining room. This build also has a library upstairs, a kid's room upstairs. It's intended for 2 daughters, a child and a toddler, up there, and the master bedroom's on the first floor. I think that's mostly an overview. If anything catches my attention while I'm recording this voiceover, I will address it. Other than that, recently I've been watching a lot of alternate reality game YouTube. I don't know why. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to just sit there watching ARGs, but like not participating in them, just watching ARGs. It's a little weird and voyeuristic. Oh, these countertops I use all the time. And apparently that's weird. Like, apparently people don't usually use those countertops. I find that very odd. I love them very much. I kind of do that weird waterfall counter thing with them. I enjoy it. Anyway, ARGs. And I stumbled upon the Wyoming project, I think is what it's called. Maybe it's the Wyoming something. I have never come across that ARG before, and it's so old that it kind of startled me that I'd never come across that ARG before. So it just kind of sucked me into a hole of alternate reality games. Oh, that flooring is one I almost never use. I believe it's a city... No, it's an island living flooring. I almost never use the actual island living flooring. I tend to use jungle adventure for my island style stuff. I just like the jungle adventure floors. They're just cooler than everything else. Oh, this is me trying to pick a love seat, because technically that couch is a love seat. So I'm trying to pick a sort of plainer love seat to go with it, but there's not a wicker that matches that color. So but the chair that's supposed to match it is just so ugly. So I end up using those island living chairs because I was really trying to tie in that pink salmony color. I did my best. Where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of alternate reality game YouTube. And it really makes me want to do that. In fact, it was my intention to do that with my poetry project, the other project I have on this channel, and then I just couldn't build the foundation. Like, I just got bored 4 episodes in because I was trying to make a normal poetry project for a few uploads, and then I was going to have it get weird at like episode 7, but I just don't have the patience. I really don't have the patience. I tried. In fact, I so lack patience that I named my D&D character Patience. She also entirely lacks patience, which is funny sometimes, and I've been told it's annoying others. Yeah, she's great. I wish more exciting things were happening right now. I guess I should make a list of exciting stories. Do you guys want to hear about the time I fell down the stairs? It's pretty good. Yeah, I'll tell it. Okay. So, I am a member of the very first improv troupe to spring up in this school year at my college. We're obnoxious, and we just sort of started making stuff. And so we had shows before most other groups had even considered existing yet. So our very first show was last October. And right after our show, we decide, oh, it'd be fun. Let's go party. Like, party. So we do. We go to a friend's apartment who doesn't live in student housing, so we can do whatever we want in her apartment. We bring a whole lot of alcohol, and we just go. We just show up, and her sister is like, oh, okay, whatever. Because her sister also lives there, her poor sister. So we just show up and get completely wasted in her apartment. And then okay. So there was a whole drama segment of this. Keep in mind, I am a first-year college student. So being in an indie improv troupe, there's a lot of drama. It's so funny. So our drama starter of the group starts some drama and starts Snapchatting me about it. And I panicked so hard. Also keeping in mind, I have really nasty anxiety. So I panicked so hard. Panic plus alcohol equals vomit. I just started throwing up all over myself. And they're like, okay, well, it's time to go. But this friend lives in a 3rd floor walk-up. So I'm on the 3rd floor of this building, totally wasted and freaking out. And they start, moving me towards the stairs with the intention of getting me safely down the stairs. And I take one step and fall all the way down multiple flights of stairs, which is fine, except I didn't remember doing it. So I woke up in the morning, and I knew that I'd hurt myself, and I knew that there was drama, and that's all that I knew. So I woke up, worried about the drama, and I try and stand up, and my foot basically wasn't a part of my body anymore. The consensus amongst people who know my joints well is that it was just a complete dislocation. My ankle was completely dislocated because I fell down the stairs. And I was on crutches for a week, and then I was just out of commission. I couldn't do anything, and I had no idea what had happened. And one day I was sitting in my apartment, and another friend who had been there comes up, and she comes to me, and she goes, oh, is that from falling down the stairs? And I had to piece together the fact that she was right. I fell down the stairs, and also the rest of the situation, that I'd fallen down the stairs at this party because of it was horrible. And then one of my really tiny friends comes up to me about a week later and goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I had you. I was just like, what? You thought you were gonna hold me up? That was poor planning. Who let you be in charge of me? It was so funny. Oh, it was great. Good times. Yeah, I had another point to make. I was gonna. Oh, right. The last video didn't get 10 views, guys. Only got like 4. So no characters for you. But if this video gets 10 views, I'm just gonna say it in every video until I get 10 views. The next video that gets 10 views. After that, sweet character reviews. I think that's gonna be really weird, actually, because my characters are very odd. I think it's gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna have a good time, but I don't know if you guys are gonna have a good time. I don't know. Maybe I should just have my dad react to my build. He's got his game up and running. He said he played through the tutorial. I'm very proud of him. Yeah, he did. He played through the tutorial for The Sims 4. Oh, this library is way too small to be a library. It was a fun idea, but I should have just made it like a study instead of a full-on library. It completely doesn't work. Now you can just you see me sitting here staring at bookcases trying to make anything work, and I end up just doing the 2 of those, and then I add a whole bunch of poofs that may or may not work in that formation. I didn't playtest it, and I don't know. Oh, now I'm seeing that I should have moved the poofs in towards each other and put lamps behind them. That would have been cute. Oh well, you can do all of this. Now, this big space on the second floor, I hate. I should have done anything but this with the floor plan. Oh, I should have put a sauna up here. And then still had a... This is for another time. But if I had also thrown in a sauna... One of these days I'm going to put a bowling alley in one of these huge houses. A bowling alley would be fun. I built a bowling alley once. It sucked, but I built it. So I think I'd put like a bowling alley and a sauna... I'll get a 64 by 64 lot and just go crazy. That would be a really long video, though. I'm trying to make shorter videos so that people click on them ever, not knowing who I am. But I think that's decently wishful thinking. Anyway. Yes, I'm gonna make some shorter videos, but one of these days I will make a 64 by 64 mansion with a sauna and a bowling alley and more fun things. Oh, I think I'm gonna build a basement now. Yeah, you'll see my madness, my endless scrolling through debug items, which I've done. It's that bunker basement that's on my gallery really is my pride and joy when it comes to these weird, spooky builds. I'd like to build like a proper haunted house. I think that'd be really fun, but I don't have the Spooky Day pack and I can't quite justify it yet. But one of these days I'll get that pack and I will build a proper haunted house, and it'll be so much fun. It'll be so weird and scary, but definitely worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll for a while. Oh, me. Trying out all the Strangerville stuff. I should probably just put plants in the next underground bunker I do. I have exposed dirt floor. Why didn't I do that? You'll notice that this is very sparsely decorated, this build, because I started to panic at how much time I was taking, and I just knew the video was going to be long. And I'm really, really trying to do shorter videos. Obviously, this isn't a shorter video, but that 12-minute one, as far as, like, engagement goes, did decently well. It didn't even get 10 views, but people saw it, as opposed to my longer ones that just kind of don't exist in the world right now. Which is just how the algorithm works. And you'll see I spent all my decorating time down here fishing out weird, creepy items. There's a bench down here. I have all sorts of, like, story intentions for this room. Like, my idea here is that it's a family that's not as well off as they're trying to appear. They'll be decently well off. This is a very expensive house. But they're not as well off as they're trying to appear. And the father has a kidnapping victim in his basement. That's weird, admittedly. But this is a creepy basement to have. Like, there's clearly somebody captive down here. You could probably do, like, a prisoner of some sort of secret agent mess. That'd be a way to make the dad not evil, or the mom is the secret agent. Or the daughter, who knows? The child is keeping someone captive in the basement. It's all up to you. I used a lot more expensive plants than I usually do. Usually I use the cheapest plants possible every time. Just because I'm hyper aware that plants can, like, jack up the price from both landscaping and indoor plants. I'm still mad that I didn't do anything with that corner under the staircase. I was just building so leisurely. Like, I was moving really slow the whole time. I could just feel, like, seeing the timer click was horrible. I fully recommend that if you're going to start filming your builds, not putting the timer on the recording anywhere you can see it. Because it really gets to you. Oh, this is me trying to find the cabinets I used the last time I built with these countertops. I wish these countertops had matching cabinets. That's probably why people don't use them. I really wish they had matching cabinets. I'll move that wreath in a minute. It looks terrible there. I really like this specific set of movie hangout canvases. It's really usable. Most of them are way too bright to use in an everyday scenario. I really wanted to... I think my thing is going to be freezer bunnies from now on. I really never use the freezer bunnies, but they're adorable in kids' rooms, and I've decided I like them. Movie hangout curtains, because I still hadn't used them. I should start putting shelves in, too. I tend to just put, like, paintings up, but I should put in some shelves. I think that would make the walls look more full and less cheesy. I also imagine that the family that lives here would probably take some family pictures. So I feel like those will be on the walls. I wish there were pre-made photos of Sims. Like, just some generic looking Sims so that you could put them up and pretend. Because in a build where you don't have a family, it's not like you're going to care that they don't match your family. I really like this what looks like reclaimed wood. It feels bougie, like the idea of using reclaimed wood for your whole house. It looks a little odd and repetitive. Like the pattern on top of itself looks a little odd, but I feel like I broke it up enough. But these columns I've also never used before. I'm using a lot of new building elements in this one, just because I wanted it to look like a mixture of the styles that I build in. Because I have a style that very much looks like Oasis Springs, and one that very much looks like Willow Creek. And I tried to combine the two, so we sort of end up with this weird traditional that has these really orange tones to it. At first I was trying to match a fence to the pillar, and then I found this adorable fence that I never use, and I loved it, so I used it. I'll probably use it a lot more. I apologize in advance. It would be kind of a fun privacy fence. Like, I might put that around a whole lot once or twice. This roofing struck me. Like, I was gonna do a different sort of roofing thing, and then the idea to just put like a little second level porch on seemed a way to use the space, and it's just so cute. And it made the roofing a lot easier right there. Like, it's just the one gable. I will learn how to make gables look more interesting at some point, but it doesn't matter a whole lot to me right now. I'm pretty happy with the way my gables are working out. I just decorate them or make them stone. They're always stone. You can see it in all of my builds. I know Little Simsy does something very cool with gables, but I'm just so bad with it. I'm sure it's a practice thing, and I'm clearly not practicing it. I thought for a second about using the Seasons wood, and then I decided I liked the weird weathered, reclaimed bougie thing happening. Pulling in that one roof piece in the middle gave me a whole lot of blank space on the front of the house, which is what I eventually fill in with greenery. I'm always torn with adding greenery. Because I feel like in a build that's not traditional, it just looks a little weird for there to be greenery, but then I realized that there are plants everywhere, no matter the theme of your home. So I felt a little less weird about greenery. I feel like the yard took me significantly less time than it usually does. Looking at how much of this screen cap is left. Trying to find bushes for the front. I really wanted them to be more exciting, but I also wanted them to be low-lying because I wanted to keep that planter. Just some flowers in that empty corner spot. I wanted like a big tree for the back, so I went with the willow. In hindsight, maybe I should have used the willow with the lanterns in it. But I knew this family had a pool. They have a pool. I gave them like a sand pit area. And a jumping point and a ladder, and it's a pool. But it's not a very exciting pool as far as pools go. It's just a pool with some sand that they can play in. My usual flowers. This time I didn't use debug flowers. I didn't use as much debug decoration this time around. That's me trying to make the decision that I want to put some greenery on the front. I really like the get-together assets. I don't necessarily care for the club system, but I really like the get-together build assets. They're just so clean. It makes a lot of sense. Oh, these pillars, it started to feel weird. Like very one note in the front, so I wanted to add the pillars, and I do like the way that it looks. Then I add some decoration around the front door, and that really helps, I think, the gallery thumbnail snapshot of it. This is me trying to decide what I want to do on like the front porch. I think I end up just putting more plants out. Yeah, I just find some interesting plants. I put plants out. That's what I do. Yeah, I would recommend, if you're actually going to play in this, finding some outdoor activities to throw on the back porch. But I just put like a grill and a picnic table back there. My favorite thing to do is make paths look walked on. I don't know what my obsession with that is. Always make it look like your plants are growing out of something. Your plants are not going to have perfect grass underneath them. I just love to make things look lived in. To put dirt places that there would be dirt if you lived in this home. And these are my screenshots.